G'day folks, I'm Wayne, Land of Bay Fishing. Welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'm bored, I'm in the shed. I've finished mucking around with the boat and I thought I'll put together a video on some of the gear that I use. Now, I could go all out and show you all the different bits and pieces I use for the different types of fishing, but that would make a video last about an hour long and you'd be bored, I'm sure, within the next 5 minutes. So what I might do is get a little bit more specific and we'll have a look. Like when I go fishing for bream, say at the pontoons, I take a certain set of gear. When I go fishing the flats, different set of gear. When I go beach fishing, it's a different set of gear, and so on and so on. So with winter coming, there's a couple of things that I like doing in the winter. One's chasing snapper out in the shallow reef, the other's squid fishing, and the other's fishing pontoons around Newport and Bribey for big bream. So we might start off with the pontoons, and I'll show you some of the gear that I use when I'm chasing bream at the pontoons. The gear that I've got to choose from, I'll quickly show you my rods and reels, is up here. So they're the choices I've got. I'll get down a couple of rods and show you the rods that I use, the lures that I use, the jigs that I use, etc. around the pontoons. So back in a minute. So the gear I like using around the pontoons, either over at Newport or Bribey, the lighter gear. It's the lighter gear. So the LRF 6'6" rod, and that's paired with a size 20 Okuma pixel. That spool straight through with 4-pound mono. The mono is the Super 100 from Platypus. So that one there pretty much is my first go-to rod. Absolutely love this rod. 4-pound line, it throws really well. A lot of your casting in around the pontoons are very short distance, so it's short distance casting. The braid is a fantastic product, there's no ifs buts in it, it certainly has a place, but around the pontoons you can flick really lightly weighted soft plastics with 4-pound mono, because you're only flicking anywhere from as little as 4 meters to 10 meters away. If you're flicking more than 10 meters, you'll probably find that you're not close enough to where the fish are to be accurate and land on top of the fish. So I like the 4-pound mono straight through. This one here is a 5-pound braid or a 6-pound braid by Platypus as well. This one here is a combo. It's the Helios combo by Okuma. So that's a size 30 reel, and that's a 7-foot rod, I think. Yep, that's 702, so 7'2". Very good rod reel combo. Again, great for flicking. I like the shorter rods. The reason I like the shorter rods, the longer your rod, can you imagine a rod that's say 12 foot long, how hard it would be to be accurate with that rod? Well, the shorter the rod, the more accurate you're going to be. With pontoon fishing, a lot of it's sight fishing, so you'll be using the electric motor, you'll be going down the pontoons. Once the sun's up, you'll see the fish under the pontoons and you'll be casting right at the fish. There's one there.
Yeah, they're all there.
Oh, it's 2. Yeah! The weights are so lightly weighted, and I'll show you them in a minute, that it just flutters down in front of the nose, and they're used to the bumps, crashes and bangs on the pontoons because people are on the pontoons all the time. So they really don't spook with a lure hitting the pontoon and just fluttering down in front of them. So you want to give that a shot. We'll move on from the rod reel combos and we'll have a look at the lures and the jigs that I use. We'll start off with the jigs. This is from TT Lures. You'll see these two sizes here are my two go-to sizes, 1/12 and 1/16. I also throw this one here, which is a 1/28. I don't have the packet for that one, so same packet, it just says 1/28. They're all in a fine hook, So that's all you need for bream under the pontoons. And what these do, they're a hidden weight. So once you put the lure on, it completely disappears, that lead, and all you're left with is the eye of the hook and the actual barb. So from a bait perspective, it looks very natural. So you can see that weight completely disappears. Now the other thing I'll show you is once you put the soft plastic on, you've got a whole choice of scents these days. They all work. Like at the end of the day, they all work. Some work a little bit better than others, I think. You can see that one. There's a new one that I've got. It's a yabby flavour. This one here I really like. That's a sardine pilchard, and that's the other one I really like. That's a mullet. The reason I like these two is these two are found in the bay in massive numbers, mullet and pilchard, and it just seems that I like to keep things natural. So as natural as it can be, obviously using artificial baits, but this gives it a real natural scent, and with the natural scent I think it really does help the more natural you go. And I haven't used this one yet, but a saltwater yabby, that's going to be just like these two, because yabbies are really common around here as well. So we'll give that one a shot. This one here, it's a tuna scent. As you know, this time of year the tuna come on. It's also that I really like this colour, the blood red. I'm sure I haven't used this one yet, but I'm sure this one will work really well as well. But make sure you put a bit of scent on the lure and flick it up against that pontoon, and you'll find yourself a feed in no time. Alright, that's done. Now the soft plastics I like using, the grubs in a motor oil, 2.5 inch. The tails on these things really give you that good flutter and natural movement as it heads down. And I really like the slim swims. The slim swims have been absolutely cleaning up lately, and that's what a slim swim looks like. This is the packet that you're looking for. That's the motor oil. Through the summertime I like the motor oil and the darker colours. In the wintertime I do go lighter. Give you a look at these, they're greasy prawns. So that's the packet for the greasy prawn. I'll get the packet out. And that's the slim swim in the greasy prawn colour. So in the Z-Man grubs, these are the colours I like. That there's a shimmer pearl. That one's the greasy prawn colour. Then you've got a midnight oil, and that's like a motor oil but with a gold and silver fleck through it. That one works really well, especially in the cover of darkness. So as it's getting light or getting dark, I go from the motor oil, I'll go to this fleckly one, and that midnight oil works really well. That's probably my main go-to lure, the 2.5 inch grub in motor oil. So that's the grubs that I like. Summertime, darker colours, and wintertime, lighter colours. The reason, I'm not sure why, but the reasons I think the dark colours in the summertime is because the colour of the water. Generally speaking, in the summertime and around my area anyway, we get a lot of southeasterly and northerly winds, and a lot less winds from the west, so the water really stirs up a dirty colour about it. The darker lures seem to go a bit better in the dirty water. In the summertime it's the other way around. The winds are from the southwest, south and northwest, and the lighter stuff seems to work because the water's completely clear. You can see the bottom, no trouble at all, and they seem to work a lot better than the darker soft plastics. That's the grubs. So same colours, but with the slim swims and 2.5 inch. Now this is just bream, remember. 2.5 inch will catch anything. You'll get flatted in even get jacks on 2.5 inch on it. Well, that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you very much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Hit the like button for me if you haven't already. Subscribe to the channel. I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.